All right, 5-minute chart. So where did you go? Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so 5-minute chart up here. We got the opening, midnight opening entry right around here, right around 883, somewhere in there. 805. There's the open right there. I did on the 15, so 883, somewhere in there. This is the CPR, central pivot range, and we are right here, about that distance. So what is that? 76, and so 25, 30 points. Central pivot being about 890.25. Okay, so we're into resistance area currently, trying to make our way up to the top here, and the top being at 20,004.5. So what I have is for the pivots is somewhere around 33.5 and 100.5. But in between here, we have a little 15-minute sell area that I would be cognizant of. I don't know if I can. I don't like seeing this stuff. No, won't be able to go back that far. So anyway, I just showed it on the 15. Any rate, so I'd be cautious of this area from 66 to 84. You know, so basically if I get long somewhere in here and I come up to this point, I'll probably sell one or two. Who knows? We'll see how it plays out. That's it. So I'm bullish. We're up above the 1 minute weighted moving average. Oh, that's not the 1 minute weighted moving average, because this is a 5-minute chart. I need to go back down to a 2 minute. Let's go there. All right, there we go. So anyway, we're above CPR. We're above the 1 minute or the opening range, midnight opening range. We're above VWAP. We're making higher lows. You know, just all good things. Trying to make a higher high here. Or we did. So all good things. All positive things. We're up 90 points. So I'm going to let my bot run on the 1 minute chart to start off with, and then go from there. I'm going to go for a little walk here at opening at 9:30, and then I'll be back 45 minutes later, something like that. Let's see how my bot did. Okay, so let me put the 1 minute up here. No, not that one. There we go. Basically, nope, that's not it. The candles will go blue when it takes a trade. It doesn't do it on every one. So at least it doesn't take a trade on every blue candle. So at any rate, I like to let it do its thing. Don't interfere. Don't mess with it, and see how it performs. Okay, I'll be back. All right, here we go. I think I got my volume finally figured out. Finally. I'll redub the other two live streams that I got. Shorten them up. All right, so I'm showing my 1 minute. Here's the 1 minute opening range. One of the things you can take from the 1 minute is literally the 1 minute candle, right? You could draw a line if you don't have any software or whatever. And there's your targets. To the downside, there's one. And to the upside, right there. So, anyway, we're currently in the resistance area, bear zone. We're now busting up above it. See if we can make a move up. Our opening 1 minute opening range is, I think, pretty good size. Let's see. 35, yep. So whenever I see that, I always look for, just basically us to stay within the range here for a few minutes, which 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Looks like so far around 8 minutes, which makes sense for me. And what I'm doing is I'm looking for a move down to one of our targets, either the upside or the downside. Don't really care. Okay. There we go. So breaking under the 1 minute weighted moving average, and target would be down here below VWAP or 953.60. So if we do get down there, and if we're going to continue lower, which I'm not anticipating that, but you never know. Yeah, here's what I kind of look for. Something to the effect of that. We'll come down, hit it, bounce off it, maybe 2 or 3 candles up in here, maybe even get back up into this area before, if we're going to go down, then before the next move down. And vice versa, same thing with the upside. Target 1 is generally the hardest one to get through in the morning for whatever reason. Get past that and close below it, then see what's next. My target's down below, which I don't anticipate. We're still up 70, 80 points. You got the CPR down here at 9,003. That would be a place that I would look for a bounce if we're going to bounce. As I said, in my 915 opening roughly, I'm looking for a target somewhere up in 20,065, if not higher. So 1 minute weighted moving average kind of held up there. Uh, 818 system. So 8 moving average, 18, 2 minute, 3 minute, 5 minute, 15 and 60 are all up, all pointed up. So that's why, you kind of get a little bullish, right? My little software says long by the pullbacks based on the 8815. All 5 are pointed up. And there you go. So we're above the midnight opening trade. We're above pivot. We're above CPR, above VWAP. I mean, you just got to believe that long is the name. We'll see. Right now, NVIDIA, which I kind of keep an eye on. Okay. Maybe making a little move to the downside, see if it can break 129.46. Support. Well, it's going to be right here. Let's see. 129.44 roughly. Anyway, my bot won't fire for another 3 or 4 minutes. We'll see how he does today. Yesterday, I think he was down. I think it's $500 either way, 500 win or 400 win, 400 lose. And my bot his information will come up above here and say either hit target or hit loss. So he plays on momentum. Bars moving up, bars moving down. Okay. All right. Get some news coming out. Let's see. I forgot to check that this morning. All right. So we have 645 flash PMI. So that's probably what just hit. We got a little wonky on the charts. And we have existing home sales off at 10 and natural gas storage at 10:30. So this is what I use. I think it's an indicator in NinjaTrader. That's what I'm using. And this is ES on the 580 minute. Why that? I don't know. It's just what I put so that I could make just a couple bars show up on this screen so I can compact it and da-da-da. Just so I can see my news. Yep. So nothing's showing up for tomorrow yet. It'll have to wait for another hour and then it'll show up. All right. Here we go. Looks like I lost somebody. All right, so my bot should be in play now. He won't take any trades unless we get some momentum to the upside. You know, I can do something like this. Pretty steep. There you go. I probably will not be taking any trades until for an hour or so. We'll see. There we go. Okay. Not sure why my screens are all off. There we go. Okay, found some little bit of support down here. This was the prior resistance area, our sell area. This gold lines. I kept it here just to see if we would come down to it. So now I'm going to use it as, it looks like, as a little support. And if we continue moving up, then I'll go ahead and delete it. We'll see. So pretty typical when we get a big 1 minute opening range. This is what you'll see is just some basically we'll just kind of hang out in this area. So it's something I always look for. Under 22, then I look for a move up. Over 22, then it gets a little iffy. So I'm going to move this to a 5 minute. Let me make sure I don't have too much time on here. Let's go 5 minutes. There we go. All right, so here's target one. We just hit it. Little rejection. We're below VWAP. That's why I didn't want to take it short. I'll just hold on here, see what happens. So on a 5 minute, we got some gap fills. Let's see. We got some ones that haven't been tested yet, so we may come down and get those tested. I'll put those on the chart real quick. Fair value gaps. Let's do 5 minutes. Oh, let's see that. What happened to that? Oh, there we go. I don't know what happened. Okay, let me keep these things updating. All right, there we go. Maybe I put those, maybe I need to put that a little darker there. Let's go with 15. There we go. As you can see, the 1 minute target holding up. What? There we go. Eugene, thanks for joining in, first of all. What's my strategy? Well, I have a number of them. It just depends on the day. My here's some captions. So I mainly use, the 1, 2, 3, 5, 15-minute charts. I'm looking for support and resistance. I basically use the CPR, central pivot range. Okay. And the pivots that come off that to give me a direction, right? So if we're above CPR, then I'm bullish, right? Above CPR, above midnight opening trade, I'm bullish. If we're below those, then I'm somewhat bearish. You can see these dark green areas. These are buy gaps or sell gaps. And these are on the 5 minute. And I prefer to use those as support. You can see we came down, hit the bottom of that and bounced up, even though we've already pierced it. I was kind of expecting us to come down here to 935, but we didn't get there. So I do look at, there we go. I do look at those for support resistance areas. I don't have anything above here, but I'm a price action guy. Like here, like this trend line, this would have been a long right here for me at 82, right? I typically will use the 2 minute, but I got my bot running right now, so I'm gonna let him run. If I switch over to the 2 minute chart, which is typically where I look for, let's go to 4 days, just to speed it up. So I use a 2 minute chart for trend line breaks, right? For this one, I'd be looking right here. I mean, this is a potential long signal right here. Anything above whole numbers, 2,000, 2,100, or 20,100, things like that, I would use those also as a potential long area or short area, crossing above and below those. There's some key numbers like 93, like 213, or like 13, that will typically hold the price, right? So to either hold it or let it go through. You use it as support. So like if I took a long at 20,000, my stop would probably be, well, I'd give it 10 points. So like right here, I would go long. This would be a good place to go long. 92, and then my stop would be good 10 points. So typically I do a 10 point stop, and I'm strict on those. I give them away. It's just the way it is. I would rather take a $200 loss or a $400 loss or $600 loss than take a $2,000 loss or something like that. I can recover. So here's my bot. It went long there. I didn't adjust the ATM, so I'm going to help it out a little bit. If it takes that first target, I'm going to go to break even. I don't really like this. This is typically one I told it not to take, because I like it to be within 10 points. So 98. All right. So technically it was within 10 points, but I like it to be with a little closer to the previous wick on the candle, right? So here, let me blow that up a little bit. All right, so then we just hit that wick, closed it out. All right, so it just took me, which is fine. I try to let the bot just run itself. I tend to, the more I interfere, the more I mess it up. What do you mean by how to reach out to me? Oh, well, I'll put that in the notes below, but let me see. Here, I got an email. 1 second. Just so I don't mess it up. Control V. No, not that one. Yeah, I don't know how to delete that. Oh well, but it's MrFibs. MrFibsTrades at gmail.com. There you go. All right, thanks. Hey, thanks for stopping by, and I'll try to do a little better job on recaps and stuff like that. I'll start putting those out, and yeah, go from there. I mean, that 92 break there, you could have got, there's 15 points. I mean, it did reverse down on us, which would have been fine. Yep. Very good. Yep. Appreciate you coming in. But we'll do, I'll do more training. I love to do training. So I love questions, man. So the more questions you can ask, I mean, I do appreciate them. All right, so we are in resistance here. This is our resistance, our bear zone right in here. You know, this 1 minute opening range was big. We're kind of consolidating. You know, I would look at this and say, we got some wicks down here, right? See all these wicks on the, we got a few wicks on top too. Let's see. Let this play out a little bit more. Yeah, I love price action. It's great. All right, so like I said, I'd be looking for movements down into here. This is the 5 minute. These are gaps. You know, if you look from wick to wick, like this is the 2 minute, but on the 5 minute, it would have a gap here from here to here on the wicks. And, you know, there's really no touches. No touches here on this one. No touches, I don't think, on that one. Let me look at my 5 minute chart. Oh, here we go. I got it over here. Yeah, so these three down here are what I call virgin gap fills. So they haven't been touched yet. So I'd love to see it come down here, smack these guys around, pick up whatever buyers, whatever were left, if there was any left, and then head back up as support. So there you go. So this is the morning trend line. Let me switch over to the back to the 5-minute on this one. So just looking for anything that's happening right here, right? So, I mean, in hindsight, you look at this candle right there and you say, okay, there's a reversal candle, right? But due to the open, we just had a lot of slop in here. And so far, it's now trying to make its move. Five-minute fair value gaps on this one. I don't think I'm showing anything on this one. Let me put that over here. All right. Okay, thank you. Oh, got it. All right, so we came back down to this 5-minute again and bounced again. So just kind of typical last couple of days. We're getting wicks on the downside, and we have wicks to the upside. So let's see who's going to win. Okay, so there we go. Coming down to these 5-minute gaps, kind of what I was anticipating. My bot is off, or it's not off. It's just not taking any trades. It says we're in chop mode. So we got 3 down. I need either 15 or 60-minute to go into the down mode before it'll take trades. So we are now hitting at the 10 o'clock time period. So 10, 10:15, somewhere in there, 9:50 to 10:20. See if we get a reversal. But anyway, we came down and smacked this guy. Would have liked to have seen it hit the top here somewhere around 9:29. That would have been a better play for me, or even 9:25 actually. I'd go with that. So all the wicks are being filled here. So it's not much for me to do right now. I'm just in wait mode. Okay. So this morning I kind of explained, hey, this is potentially what I would expect to see is come down and hit target 1, bounce up. I was expecting maybe 988. We actually got a little bit higher than that when it moved all the way up there. And then we came down, hit it again, a little bounce, and then the breakdown. That's typically the way I see target 1 playing out day after day after day. You know, maybe not quite such a high bounce, but it is what it is. And there we go. We busted all the way down through this, darn it. Probably. So what I would like to see is a kiss goodbye of this trend line, which I don't, you know, we don't have it. So we almost came down to hit the top of top control. So potentially to play a bounce off that if we can get down there. Okay, so all the gaps were filled and they disappeared. All right, let's see if we can come down here to the pivot at 890. I'd like to see a move up here. That'd be about the only place I'd consider probably a short. I would like to see a retest of this. $100-point move. Anything I want to do is be patient. Here I do need to adjust. Small. One of my ATMs from my bot. Covered can. I think that's what it is. Yeah. Not 10. How about 5 points? It's 20. There we go. All right. So there we go. We're down here to the pivot. And let's see what happens. We're actually red now. I didn't see that coming. But it's hard for me to jump in here. I can't really just jump in. So that was actually the play. 945. But that's okay. Trust me, the thing is there's always another trade, right? So don't have any FOMO. Don't worry about it. You can get another one. And I'd rather have one that I was ready, prepared. So here we go. We bounced off the pivot at 889. So already up 18 points from there. We jump back above CPR. So what I'd like to do is see this close, this candle close right here, above the CPR, 1015. Okay, from watching the 1 minute, you know, something you can do is put a trend line down. That's a little tight. You know, you don't have to play the wicks. You can play the base there. Even get a little tighter. $30 minutes. There we go. All right. So ideally, what I'd like to see is, you know, you see a move up, come down and make a little lower low, and then take off. So that's what I would like to see. Okay. So basically just watching this trend line here, target 2. Got that bounce off the pivot. There we go. The only bad thing is we have a sell gap here, which doesn't mean a whole lot, but it is something. Let's see. See if I can get a little better color. I can't even see that. All right, so here's my little lower low, right? That's what I was asking for. Sometimes ask and you shall receive, sometimes not. So I'd like to see a move up here to about 916 would be cool. There you go, just like that. Okay. Might be a little premature to go to break even, but come on. So ideally, I was only looking for 16. See if we can get above that. I mean, we haven't made a higher high yet, so that's right there. We need to get above 1675. Still got 2 minutes to go, which they could play a lot of games here on this 5-minute candle still. Should have took 2, and that way I could have taken 1 off here. Put a little money in the bank. As they say, money or nickel in my pocket is like a nickel in the bank. Come on, give me 17. Let's get a little higher high. Higher. Let's go. 17. Okay, so a lot of times in the last minute, it'll come down and flush down, and we'll see. Maybe I get taken out here. If we get back up there, I need to get up in here into the 17 area. So there's a 1 minute left. Now I'll get a little stiffer on my stops. I just don't want to get taken out needlessly. Come on. So a lot of times on the 5-minute candle, they'll flush out at the very last minute and then take it higher with like 10 seconds to go or 20 seconds to go, right? So just like that, just taking out some stops. But at some point here, I'm going to say, well, I need to make sure I capture something off this. And we got 16 seconds. Yeah, there we go. It's going to take me probably. Yep. 6 seconds. All right, so we did make our little lower low, which there we go. All right, let's see what happens here. But you can see what we're doing is creating this little box. So I would put that into a box and say, let's see which direction we come out of. Oh, looks like the bottom. Yes, 1, 2, 3. I think there's one person watching. Can you guys hear me? Just want to make sure. Maybe not. Test 1, 2, 3. Huh. Oh, here we go. Okay. Yep, I can hear now. All right, so what are we doing? So we're creating this little box here, little sideways action. for a potential reversal, right? So we came down and put a low in, put another lower low, then put another lower low in. So, but we're not making a move down. So I'd like to see at least one more attempt maybe at going down, and then see if we can recover. If not, probably a long right above here. You know, it's going to be a tough long. I'm going to go ahead and take that one there. I'll just try to, I'll bring this baby down here. See if we can make it up to about 44. Really not all the way convinced yet. I really would have liked to have seen a move above here, a little higher than that. Right? That would have been ideal. All right, I'm going to take my bot out of here. All right, so we're up 270. There's the move up. I'll make sure I lock in at least $100. Back up to target 2. We are back up into a sell zone, sell gap, I call it. 47. Right about here. So we just hit the 50% right there. Usually you get a retrace back, so I'm gonna bring it up to about here, just for a little scalp. See if I can lock in 20 points. So 20 points would be right here, 5. If we make a little move back up, I'll lock in at 20. If not, I'll get 16, 15. Oh, there you go. All right, that's fine. So there you go, just a little scalp. There's the gap. You can see it a lot better on the YouTube than I can see it on my screen, so I'll just leave it alone. Okay. Perfect. Okay. Time to close windows. All right, so let's see. $172. All right. Okay. All right, so making a move down. Let's see how she plays. I basically have $1,000 stop, and my goal is to hit 5 targets. So we're coming down. Got to watch this, the bull zone here. So we bounced right at this little area here, which I was a little nervous about. That was basically this area here for support. On the 15-minute, it was there. That's the way it goes sometimes. So I won't be able to get bullish until we exceed 19,916. Would I try this trade again? Yep, I will. Didn't quite get much out of that one, but that's all right. That's where it goes sometimes. We'll see how this plays out. So this is the way I would set up my box if I was doing it. There. Kind of the way I have it boxed out. You know, 917, probably 919 would be better. So, okay. All right. Just waiting and see. Nothing really to do here. 6, 7 wins. Oh. Okay. All right, so now I can actually bring this guy down. All right, so slow part of the day. You can see price action is it really isn't moving. Really would like to see a bigger move up to get short. Not a big fan here of shorting in the hole. We are only down 10 points on NASDAQ. Let's see. About break even on SPX. All right, see what happens here. Okay, so we're just hanging out right at pivot, right? 890.25. Came down and hit that support area that I put out today at for market. We had a bull zone down here at 860. Could get a bounce off here, but we're still moving down. I mean, 5-minute chart here, you know, I don't really like that, but it's probably the way it is. Okay, there we go, another move down. We're at the bottom of the CPR, right? That's where we get some support. Just need to move down here. Would love it if we can get down here to 860. I'd be good with that. Just got to be patient here. Not loving this price action. Yeah. One more time. There we go. There we go. That's what I wanted. Take a couple off here. Move this guy down. Gotta watch for a bounce here. Come on, a little bit higher. You turd. Well, the good news, I'm positive. Can't get any Momo to the downside. We're hanging out at CPR, bottom of CPR, testing it again. I don't really like that. Coming back up to the box, testing that. If we drop back below CPR, I think, see if we can get a short. Oh, looks like might be a long here. See how that plays out. Okay, so there's the break, 5 minute, up and over. So I've got to watch this. Above the pivot. I'll just put 2 on here and see if I can get something. Come on. We can move up. There's the 1 minute push down. "25 seconds on this 5 minute. Yeah, it's garbage. Sometimes it's better to sit on your hands, wait for an action. There's the move up. Doing a little scalping. Little 10 pointers. Not sure what, looking for 1 minute right up here, 922, 921. See what happens there. That was the play right here. That was the long entry. There you go. So it's MrFibsTrades.com. I had Mount something. There you go. Okay, down about 450, 4.5. NVIDIA, not doing much. Got up to a high of 131. It's currently a 128.70, so back down 2.25. See what happens when we get up to this 922 or 920 area. There we go. Oh, just like I said earlier, we came down into the bull zone here. Support 831 to 860. Came in and bounced. The question is, how far? That is the big question. Bounce all the way up, or do we just bounce up here and then come back down and test out the lows? Got up to 915. We do have this 5-minute gap right here. Starting, which looks like we just about hit. Still within the CPR. Can't seem to get out of it. Here's the 1 minute. Here's a 1 minute trend line. Right there, which we're challenging. Just lost it. 892. Damn it. So we came back down into this area here, found support again. So we got a little bit of a bounce this time. See how big we should go. So last time we went up here. See if we can get 50% up around 885 on this bounce. So there's 885 or close to it, 884. So we hit the 78.6 of this move up. Let me get rid of this. Let me get rid of that. Right here, if we go like this, right, come down, we hit the 78.6. I don't know if that's going to hold. 867. So we went about 50% on that run. Let's see if we can get a drop down now. Come on. Let's go down. Let's make a new low. You know, good chance we hold the 78.6 right here at 68. Sucker. Drop it, baby. Let's go. Nope. Oh, a little higher low there. That's a nice big candle. That's what I was looking for. Didn't get it. All right, I got a little bit of that on different accounts. And just about came down to hit my target 5, 812. Oh, that's what I want to see. Okay, nice. Okay, 812 potentially could be a place to hold up. Let's see what happens. We could just be getting it on right now, so it could just be starting. We came down and hit some more 5-minute zones. Just hit this one, went through it, hitting this one, got one down here before we have another support area. I'll get rid of this. It's been broken. It's no good. So midnight opening trade, we kind of hung around it and ultimately left it. Dang it. Oh well. You win some, you lose some. Today wasn't my day. There will be other days that'll run very smoothly, like yesterday. It was pretty good. So don't get them all. still green. I'm green on not by much. So we'll take that as a win for me. So you can see right here, I mean, this was another good little break right there. Now we have a break or a setup here that I'd be watching. We're coming down to Bull's last stand, which is just basically pivot at 801.75. Oh, 802. And then you got target one at 734, 707, 707.50, bear target two. This is the strong one. This one can be strong. Generally, in my experience, it's not that strong. This guy's a little strong, so he might hold us up a little bit at 802 area. Or we could just fly right through. It doesn't really matter. It depends on the strength. So I did sell in here on some accounts, mainly because it's also 1.5 of IB, initial balance, and my target 5. Actually, I was going to move my target down, but I didn't get there fast enough. That's why you heard the ding, ding, whatever. So, oh well. So, not a bad play. All right, so now let's look for the next one. So here we are. This was a 5-minute fair value gap from 819 to about 828. Our next one down is this little guy right here, 809, which we ended up hitting the top of. And then we have Bull's last stand. Bull's last stand at 802. And then we have another fair value gap at 782.50 to 778. And then we have some support, which I mapped out this morning, right around 774.25. We have previous day's low right here at 771. So those are things that I'm watching. If you're joining, thanks for joining. Mainly trading price action, trend lines, boxes. That's one guy, I still remember him saying, I could have saved him thousands if I would have just told him about lines and boxes earlier. So boxes being, especially on like a 1-minute chart, you can really see them. They're really defined. Like right here, we're actually building a little box right here. So usually I take it from the red candle, the green candle, or vice versa. And that's my box. So, and basically you can take it long or short based on wherever it breaks out. I would expect to retest. So I'd be a little cautious here on 829 because we have the bull zone right here. So 830. So I would ideally, when we bust through this, I'm looking for a retest. So I'm looking for a retest there and then a failure if we're going to fail. So if I feel confident, we're down 93 points, so I'm feeling a little more confident. So potentially, and I'll be a little bit smaller now. That is right here. So I will sell one there. I could sell two. We have a 5-minute sell gap right here at 841, which probably would be a better area to go short on. So I'll actually put this Actually, I'm going to go ahead and play it the way I would normally play it. So what I would do is look for a move up into the sell gap, and then I'll wait for the move down. So here, let me put a 5-minute sell gap or 5-minute fair value gap down here. Okay, it's already in here. I just got to turn it on. It just makes the system a little convoluted for my taste. So let me get rid of these. I'll get rid of a few things just to clean the charts up so we can see them. Open range, we'll get rid of that. We have CPR. All right, that's not bad. It's not the best, but it's not bad. All right, so there's the box. We're on a 2-minute chart. We almost had 3 green. I prefer to have like 3 green up or 3 red down on a long. And then I look for a break of the trend line, something like that. But I only got 2 here, so I would just be a little cautious. So there you go. Okay, so now we're potentially breaking down through that box, back through target 5. And the targets are nothing more than 1-minute opening range, and then the distance between that. So today it was around 32, I think. 36. So every 36 points is a new target. Okay. Again, I would have preferred a move up a little bit. One more green candle would have been good. Come up here to 41 would have been better for a better short. So we came down. There's the bull's last stand, 802, 802.50. Let's see. These guys been hit. All right, so he's actually been punctured. So if we come down here, it won't give you as much support. It would just should be a push through, what I call push through into this zone, maybe even all the way down here to this guy. So that's what I'm kind of looking for, down into here, 740. Feel free to ask any questions. So Bear's last stand, this is from Posty Pivots, if anybody's aware of those. They're pivots, basically. This is mine I made from calculations. Oh. There you go. I'm going to turn my fan on, starting to get a little warm. Still, I would rather see a move up. Either, we didn't quite get to the top there. We got to 28 versus 31. I would have taken the short if we would have hit this bull zone. Could I take bull's last stand at 802? Absolutely. That could have been a short. You could have taken that and used 805 or something as your stop, right above there. So again, these are 5-minute fair value gaps, these guys. This is a 5-minute fair value gap on the sell side. These are the buy gaps. Okay, I lost somebody. All right, I'm going to have I will be giving away an Apex 50K account within the next 2 weeks. I'll do a little advertisement first and set the date, and I'll have some kind of sign-up sheet or something. You don't have to be here to win. All right, there's the move down. Coming down to target 6, which is 777.25. Really close to the top of this guy too. See how it holds. Down 133 now. NVIDIA just keeps coming down. Solid bar down. Okay, I'm just looking for an entry. Just being patient. Just remember, trading is not supposed to be hard, right? It should be easy, relatively. As long as you have your system, follow your rules. Okay, this is yesterday's low, 772. Prior day. Okay, nice little move down into the support area. Might get a little wonky in here. Hmm. All right, bottom of that support area. Came down to another fair value gap, 5-minute fair value gap. Their target 2, 707. There we go. So it's starting to hold. Well, that was a big one. I was looking to see how I can get my stream on my TV. Darn it. All right. Still waiting for some kind of retracement back to get into the short. Get back into the short, I should say. But, all right. Get rid of that. Down 217. Two. All right, being patient here, just waiting for the next setup. Okay, we left a few sell gaps up above. 5-minute fair value gaps, what I watch. Okay, so we've hit bear target 2, okay, which is 707.50. So typically, unless we're just going to tank hard, we will just kind of hang out in this area. So we could go up, down, sideways, whatever, bear target 2. So it might get a little boring here. We're back in it already. It's pretty remarkable. It does seem to want to float back there. So again, it's, you know, every once in a while though, it does continue down, but most of the time it hangs out in that area. So let's see what we're going to get today. So again, we came back up, retested bear target 2 at 707.50. Let's see if we can continue down, or we're going to try to hold it here. I would have liked a little bigger move up. It's hard just to jump in. Okay, so on a 2 minute, again, I like 3 candles. I like 3 green ones like this going up. I would have liked to have seen this one move up a little bit and then come down. So it doesn't get me too much anywhere when I see just 2. I won't take it. Again, bear target 2, 707.50. That's this red line here. Okay. I hate to take this at the low here. I might just take one. Let's see what happens. We made another little lower low. Let's see if that was just a faking. So just watching this. I'll take a little, let's see what happens. Let me see, what's that worth? 38? That might be worth it. Let's see what happens here. Okay, to go long for me, we'd have to get above 714. Now you could take 700 potentially, but I think it's just going to be a little noisy. Thing is, you have a sell gap here at 715. 715 to 739. Let's put a new trend line up. Get a little more aggressive on it. Something like that. Okay, I'll be giving away a 50K account next couple weeks. I'll start doing a little promotion and advertisement. I'll have a sign-up sheet. Maybe give away a couple of them, maybe 5. So because I have low viewers, there's a good chance you would get one, right? I mean, there's only a couple people in here, and right. So if you signed up, there might only be 5 or 6 people signing up. Everybody would get one. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, so I have a 3 minute on this side with an 818 system. You know, it said to go short right up here at 961. If you're following it, I was not following it. So not a bad little thing. You can look up the 818 system online. There's so much data and numbers and tell you how to play it. Basically, it's just a moving average cross. I don't play them, but you could. When you get big days like this, they work fantastic. But when you get sideways, they don't work, obviously. I'm not real thrilled about taking this little trade here. I'd prefer not to take it, actually. I think what I would do is, because we can come all the way down here to 38, 39, 40, that's 30 some points. That's, to me, it's a little bit of, might be worth it. So I could put a box, something like this, and then say, okay, well, if we drop below here, 71, then I have a chance of coming down here to 40. So we'll give that a shot. I'm taking this on Apex valuation. So my PAs are off right now, for full disclosure. Now, the only reason why I'm playing this little box system, I'm trying to get into a trade. That's all. From this midnight opening trade area, 217, wow. Not bad. Not bad. Okay, we crossed over that trend line. It's a little aggressive, but looks like it might play out. Get a few points. I will not take that. Ideally, I want to go with the trend. The trend is down, so if I'm going to get long, it's going to have to be above 217, 215, 216. Above the box. Okay, so I have something like this now. So I'm a little more confident on that. Coming up to a sell gap here at 715. You see we hit it earlier. So what I would like to see is either here or here. And then there's another possibility of right there. Okay, so there's the 50% at 27. So there was that long above 17. So we hit that center, traced off that. What do we get? 32, 27, 11, some points. There we go. All right, there we go. It was slow motion. All right, so we're coming up on the 818 system. We're coming up on the 8 moving average. Now, typically, I don't usually trade this time. This is my 11 o'clock is usually my last window. Would like to see us come up here, 39. If we do, I'll move this up to at least 33. See if I can get taken there. So if we come up to 38, 39, I'll bring this up first to 27 and then hopefully 30, 32, 33. I'll try to take one off at 10 and then move the last one down. So 758. Come on, back up there. There you go. Didn't quite get what I wanted. I wanted it right 38, 39, which would put me up at 49. Let's see if we can come down here and I can go to quick 10. Got a buy gap just came up here at 703. I'll take one off here if I can get anything. Come on. Just to reduce my risk a little. It's not really coming down like I wanted to. Come on. You sucker fish. Take one off there. You can always recover from $80, $90 versus $200, but it's hard to recover from $1,200 or $2,000 or whatever. So now let's see if we can come down here to 704 would be pretty good. There was a chance we could come up here to 756. That's why I was a little nervous there. Plus, that's also this top here, which would have been a fine spot. Got to watch all these sellers. Could be turning into buyers now. Turn that around. Missed out on that long. Come on, a little bit higher. Just wait. All right, let's see if this one goes anywhere. Yeah. Okay, back testing. Bull target or bear target 1. See if we cross this trend line. That'd be the short I'd like to take. Came up and hit the 18 moving average EMA. We're busting up through it. Remember, this is lunchtime. It's going to be slow. This will be the last trade I take, at least until this afternoon. I'm just forcing it. crappy. It'll probably end up going where I wanted it to. Last trade either goes or doesn't. There we go. Well, let's see if we can see on the 15-minute. Again, this is lunchtime, tough trading times. And there was the long there. Just another easy play. All right, coming up on the 1 minute weighted moving average right here. We get a rejection. Blasted through that sell gap. I'm on. All right, we're going to blast up to that. All right. Try to sort this thing all the way up. All right, at least people are finding me. At least I've gotten some 2 or 3 people come in, 2 or 3 people leaving. Get out of that. Cut my loss for the day. Say I'm good. All right, that's all I got. I'll be back again tomorrow because tomorrow's another day. All right. Thank you for attending. Thank you for watching. Eugene got your number. And we'll see you later. Everybody have a good rest of the day.